Nissan has a new strategy. It's heading back to the future, you might say, not reinventing the Altima or the Pathfinder. It is delivering the Datsun, Scarlet. How many years has it been since we've seen a Datsun on the road?
Try the early 80s, mid 80s. Nissan killed off this brand back then, and it's now reviving it as part of its strategy to get into the emerging markets, notably India, Indonesia, Russia, and South Africa. For India in particular, Nissan is looking to build up its market share, has a 1.3% market share after 3 years in the market. It wants to get to 10% by 2016, and it's doing that through cheaper cars like the Datsun, a hatchback with 5 doors if you include the hatchback, and priced at around $6,000, less than the $6,600.
And some of them are even lower, I read.
Like some of them would be even lower. And there's a lot of competition for this space because India is filled with compacts and mini cars, Toyota, Ford, Volkswagen, not to mention a bunch of other European car makers.
So what's the distinction here? What's the difference with a Datsun at $6,600?
It wants to make it cheap. It's easier to revive a brand than to build something brand new. Yeah. And it can piggyback off of Nissan's dealer network, so it doesn't have to invest that much money into it. It can use an older vehicle platform for the Datsun to cut costs.
I know they had Datsun, D-A-T-S-O-N, back in the 30s, I'm guessing.
It became Datsun, D-A-T-S-U-N.
After the war, because the name Nissan didn't work after World War II. So they had to come up with another name to begin to rebuild the brand. And boy, did they hit a lodestone with the 240Z.
Well, this also has to do perhaps with Carlos Ghosn, who may need a new brand as well, because he's had a little stint with electric cars.
Yeah, that's right. He put a lot of money into it, $5 billion on these electric vehicles like the Leaf that really kind of missed targets. It's been kind of ho-hum. And Nissan depends more on the Chinese market than its rivals Toyota and Honda. Yeah. We know what's been happening with Japanese brands in China following the dispute over those territorial islands. You can say that Nissan's done pretty well in U.S. sales over the last 2 months. It had really spectacular sales in May and June, but that was on the back of price cuts and incentives.